Yo, it's boy Marcus Morcini back with a video. Today we're going to be talking about the future of DMZ and Battle Royale in COD Mobile. And I did this series basically with all of the multiplayer maps from all the console COD games, from COD 4 to Black Ops 7. I covered all of the maps, right? And I'm carrying this over to the DMZ and BR landscape because I think this is something that will pertain to that, and we could see a lot of these maps come back for both DMZ and BR, right? Because we're seeing Rebirth Island used in both modes, which very easily means if they bring in a new BR/DMZ map, they could be used in both modes. And we know that in COD Mobile, they like to reuse a lot of assets from the console side, and in doing that, that probably makes it easier for them, but it kind of gives us a heads up on what new maps we could see for DMZ or BR. That being said, let's go ahead and cover the DMZ maps we already have, right? Serpent Island, Rebirth Island, and Building 21. I believe Serpent Island and Building 21 are Codm originally developed made maps, right? They are not from any previous Call of Duties. They are not any way attached to Call of Duty outside of being created for COD Mobile, DMZ. And then you also have Rebirth Island for DMZ as well. So that's 3 maps for DMZ. Then for BR, you have Blackout, Isolated, Cry, Alcatraz, and Rebirth. Right? Alcatraz, Rebirth being pretty much the same thing, but what you're seeing in this gameplay is Rebirth Island. I don't know what's going to happen to Alcatraz, but maybe one day we'll get a iteration of DMZ for Alcatraz. You know what I mean? And it'll play on that map. So that's something that's interesting to see what they do. I'm trolling in this gameplay in the beginning. That's why I died to a literal bot and this dude here and some other dude later on. So I was trolling. I finally decided to take it serious after my next death or whatever I did. That being said, let's talk about the new potential maps and notable features that we could see come to the DMZ/BR landscape. Mostly BR. I don't know. The DMZ landscape has only been really touched on in one game, which is Modern Warfare 2 2022, and I only played DMZ about 4 games worth. No, 5. 5 games worth because I had to do it to unlock like the M13 in that game. So I don't know much about that. And it's also supposed to be in the next COD that releases, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, coming out later this year. That's supposed to have a DMZ mode as well, which will probably give us an opportunity to see potential new content to come to COD Mobile, because that's a new game. They might just copy and paste that as content for COD Mobile. New potential maps we could see: Urzikstan, Al Mazrah, Caldera, Ashika Island, Fortune's Keep, Verdansk, Vondel, Verdansk 84, Havens Hollow, Avalon, and Area 99. Now, some of y'all who played on console, you might remember some of these maps. Some of them you may never have heard of because you didn't play that game. I'm going to go ahead and break down a few of these that I think are interesting or may have been relevant previously. So if you played Warzone Mobile, right, you had Verdansk in Warzone Mobile. And that was not the Verdansk 84 version. That was the OG Verdansk version, if my memory serves me right. Verdansk 84, I believe, is just a different skin, and some buildings are moved all over the place. If I remember correctly, I don't know. It's been so long. So Verdansk being a big one, right? It's definitely a map we could see come back. It's a fan favorite. It's beloved by everybody, mainly because of the nostalgia and the times we had, not because the map has some amazing layout. I think it's the nostalgia of just playing on that map again is what gets people going, right? That's what Warzone Mobile was supposed to thrive off of, and then they just completely shit the sheets, to be honest with you. Next up, another one I think we were going to talk about is Al Mazrah. Was actually supposed to come out for Warzone Mobile. It was in the game files, supposed to be the next BR map for that game, and it never came out. So seeing that happen, it could be a map that we end up seeing here in COD Mobile, since it was already prepared for mobile playing field with Warzone Mobile. So I think that would be one we could also see. We could probably see any of these that I've named, right? I don't know much about a few of them. I haven't played a lot of BR in the last couple of years on the console side, right? So like Havens Hollow, Avalon, Area 99, Vondel. I've played Vondel, but those other 3, haven't touched, right? Never played them. So seeing those come back, I wouldn't know nothing about them. It'd be a completely fresh and new map to me, which would actually be nice. As opposed to some maps like, I wouldn't even mind seeing Caldera come back. I know people are going to hate this who played Caldera and hated it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it come back. I feel like bush camping would be elite in that. Just chilling in a bush. That's how I'm going to AFK grind, bro. I'm chilling in a bush, waiting until the circle gets there. That's going to be, it's going to be a blast. Anyway, yeah, I think we could definitely see a lot of these maps come back, right, over the, I don't know how long the lifespan of COD Mobile is going to be, right? It could never end for all we know. Not really any point in ending it, right? Nobody really wants it to end. A lot of people have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on skins in this game and etc. So would be kind of cool to not see it end and see a lot of this type of content come back for both DMZ and BR, right? I just named VR maps. The DMZ map was Al Mazrah in MW2 2022, which, you know, that's totally fine, right? In that game, they use it for both DMZ and BR. Completely new, fresh map. Makes sense. So it wouldn't shock me if we saw any of these maps for both modes. One thing about these maps, some of them are big and some of them are small, right? So Building 21 and Rebirth Island are the small DMZ maps. Serpent Island's the big DMZ map. So Urzikstan, Al Mazrah, Caldera, Verdansk, and I believe maybe one more of those are big maps, right? And then I think Area 99, Havens Hollow, Ashika Island, and Fortune's Keep are small, right? I don't know anything about, I don't remember Vondel very much. Maybe it was a big map, maybe it wasn't. But, you know, if it is a big map, then it would be like a bigger DMZ map. So it would be pretty cool to actually see some of that happen. Not that I'm bored with Serpent Island. I love Serpent Island. I think it's a great map. I was just talking about, I kind of wish DMZ rank had reset and BR hadn't, because I could actually enjoy DMZ rank reset. And BR rank reset is just, like, this is like my, I don't know how many games I've played of BR, but I just was like, you know, it's kind of whatever. You know, I just feel like it's whatever. I don't enjoy it as much as I do DMZ. I feel like DMZ, like, you got stuff to hunt down and hunt for, and you're trying to get as much money as possible, and I enjoy it. Here, I just feel like I'm just killing people on this map, and that's it. You know what I mean? So I just, it doesn't really do it for me anymore. DMZ, in COD Mobile at least, I really seem to enjoy. So, wouldn't mind seeing these come back. Some notable features I'd like to talk about that I think could happen. So during the Halloween update in the console side back in the day, we used to have these boxes you would open up around the map, right? So you can get loot. And we have them now in COD Mobile. You see like an orange box somewhere on the map. Probably have already seen one in this gameplay. You would open it up and it'd give you a jump scare. Like just a scream and like a flashing face, and it would be a jump scare. And would not surprise me to see that come back in like a Halloween update at some point in time, right? That would be something they would do. More zip lines would be something I think can definitely happen. Mainly the zip lines where you fly into a parachute, right? They're basically, you hit the zip line, you fly straight into the air, and then you just fly out in a direction and you parachute to wherever you're going, right? So it allows much faster movement, and you get a lot more kills that way because you're getting in the action a lot more. Different vehicles would also be interesting. What vehicles we could see, there's so many different eras of them, but I think the Vanguard ones would be cool, right? The Vanguard plane, if you did play Caldera, the Vanguard plane was so sick. Oh, I loved it. Just flying around in that plane. That's how I played most of my solo games back in the day. I just landed, got me a plane, and flew around the entire time and shot down the other planes and shot down at people. It was great. I had a blast. Would not mind seeing that at all, right? If they brought it back, or just added like that part of the map, you know, like an airfield to a map, and you could do that in BR, totally would love it. I feel like the Jackal or whatever the planes are, they just don't, VTOL jet, whatever it's called, in Isolated, they just don't quite function the same, but maybe I'm not flying them right, and I need to go back, so. Map altering changes would also be an interesting one. Like Verdansk to Verdansk 84 is kind of a map altering change. But what I was thinking was Blackout and BF4, if I remember correctly, the dam on Blackout flooded, right? And they released like a newer version of the map where the dam flooded and like a ton of the map was just straight water. And you were taking like a lot more water gun fights, I feel like. So I think that would be kind of cool. You know, that's just me. I don't know. They would probably have to integrate that into COD Mobile, but we'll see. I think a lot of small Easter eggs and other hidden parts of maps would be pretty sick. One thing I love about DMZ so much is the secret card system, the access card system, where you go and you find like a place, you have an access card, you can get in there. I think that's awesome. But I think they should have another level to that where it's literally completely hidden. You find it and it just opens up when you get there, right? And you just stumble upon it. And they could be way harder to find, right? Because there's no access cards for it. You just have to stumble into it and find it that way. I think that would be so sick. I would love that. And specialist bonus is the last thing. Basically, you get all the perks in the game by doing some sort of challenge. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Let me know your thoughts on the future of COD Mobile, DMZ, and BR as I've stated in this video. And yeah, it's been your boy Marcus Omorsini. I'm out of here. Peace.